Hello and welcome to A Fitbit by a Bostonian and a Brit, where we take a fitness topic, talk about it, and have lots of fun while doing so.
And I'm your host, Chris Litton.
I'm joined with our co-hosts, Marnie Willman and Marge Furash. Today is episode 2, and what we thought we'd talk about is how to avoid the COVID-19. That's 19 pounds. So we posed a couple questions, and we'll start right away with responses to those. So the first question was, what have you done during this time of quarantine to avoid putting on COVID-19? Marnie, take it away.
Well, I just realised actually, when you said a Fitbit with a Bostonian and a Brit, and I'm Chris Lit.
You just made it funny.
I did that totally on purpose. I was totally
pushed it. What I've done, okay, first of all, I've gained 3 pounds, which was inevitable, I think, not having access to the bike at the gym and being fundamentally a lazy person and loving to knit, which involves what we call soaking in the knitting circle. And soaking is sit on, ass, knit. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. However, I love to swim. I cannot walk in this heat. I mean, I stopped at the end of June. That was it. I hate the heat. So I've been swimming, but I have adopted a routine of total soppiness. Is soppiness an American word?
No.
Did you say sloppiness?
No, soppiness. Soppiness.
Soppiness.
American, no.
Okay, silliness.
Silliness.
Yes.
American, I'm with you. American.
Very American.
Okay, so I've adopted what I call the Mad Hatter walk, which is
Very
3
British.
steps forward, 2 steps back. So, for example, I'm in the laundry room. I've got my pile of sheets. I have to get from the laundry room to the bedroom. So I go 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, 3 steps forward. It takes me probably half an hour to get to the bedroom.
Sounds like a salsa dance.
It does. And when I go to the bathroom, and Chris actually asked me a question last week, and if I'd been a bit quicker on the draw, I would have thought of this. When I go to the bathroom, when I wash my hands, I dance about for 100 steps, you see. And Chris said to me, "What music do you listen to?" Which was actually rather a stupid question. However, I should have replied Handel's water music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could have said splish splash, I'm taking a bath. That's okay.
Well, that's right. So
Yeah.
I just try, and also something else my husband and I have started doing. Yeah. What we do is we find the corniest possible music we can, like Unchained Melody or, something really corny, and we dance. We just dance to get some movement, and we generally end up laughing and falling over. But
That's exercise, actually.
yeah, that's what we're doing. We're
That's
kind
awesome.
of fooling about to get movement.
So it sounds like you, I mean, you're getting movement, but also, Marnie, what I hear is like you're really finding ways to bring joy into this situation and make the most of it instead of being kind of doom and gloom and, oh, it's me, I can't get on the bike. It's finding ways to move. Let's get to you. So how have you been doing it, avoiding the quarantine or the COVID-19 rather?
Okay. First of all, you got to stay out of the house as much as possible, which is very hard when it's 112 friggin' degrees. I'm not used to that. You got to change your whole attitude about everything. I mean, the thing is, I've done things that I normally wouldn't do. Like normally, I'm starting to have things like lean cuisine and all those things for lunch because I know that normally before, the pandemic, I could have a sandwich and then I knew I was going to go out and do all kinds of errands and move around and go outside. I'm not doing that anymore. It's too darn hot here. I'm not used to being in Tucson. So I have to really cut back on my calories because I'm just not burning the calories that I normally would. And I'm active in the morning. I work out in the morning. I do my cardio for an hour. I'm busy, house, whatever. But once lunchtime comes, I'm pretty much done because it's too hot here. So I've cut back on my calories. That's one thing. I've also tried to stay out of the kitchen as much as possible because my kitchen is back up to my bedroom, so that's kind of difficult. And I just tried not to think about, and I try to stay away from the grocery store as much as possible because I can't go in the grocery store and get what's on the list. That's very difficult for me. I try to send Richard because if I go in with a list and I end up with $95 for a dozen eggs, because while eggs are very expensive this week. So that's very hard for me, so I try to keep things a minimalist, get what I need and only shop with that. But I find the hardest thing is I'm home so much, which I never was before. I don't shop anymore. I don't just, I'll run into Kohl's for a while. I'll run over here for a while. It's very hard being home so much. I'm not a shopper to begin with, but before I could go out, run in here, run there, I'm not doing that. And I find sitting much more than I ever have. I'm not used to being in Tucson in the summer. So I can't go outside and read my book. It's too darn hot. So I'm just not as active. So I'm not burning the calories that I was. So I've cut my intake of food down a lot. That's how I'm doing it.
So for you, so what I hear from you, Marge, is that you have recognized that you're not expending as much energy and you've consciously made changes to your choices that reflect that.
Right, absolutely. I have to because I'm just not doing anything. I'm busy till 12, and after that, I'm pretty much a couch potato.
What are you doing for fun these days to keep COVID-19 down?
For fun. We walk the dog in the morning, walk the dog at night, and we watch a lot of Hulu and Amazon and stuff like that because that's all, really, we're not used to this kind of weather. So we're not used to see, people ask me from back east, what are you doing about quarantine? To me, this is self-quarantine. Who the hell wants to go out 112 degrees anyway? I mean, it's too hot to do anything here. People don't.
Marnie, coming back to you. What have been some of the challenges that you faced during this time?
Okay, I'm going to be totally honest. I have found out, and everybody's going to laugh their socks off, but I'm somewhat of an introvert, and I quite enjoy being on my own. I find it. I really don't. I can keep myself amused. I find myself extraordinarily funny. And
you tell the best jokes to yourself?
I do, yeah. But, there's
I just
always something to do. Like, I knit a lot. I'm online with a lot of groups. I've got the dog to keep me entertained. I'm not finding it. I do miss my friends, but we keep in touch with Zoom chats, and I'm honestly not finding it that much of a hardship.
Gotcha. Marge, what about you?
Yeah, I'm social to the extent I miss like the group at Body Basics. I mean, that social, that hour of, because we talk during the whole group, about exercise, but we have that social for an hour. That's fun. I miss that. But other than that, I mean, the only thing I miss is going to the movies occasionally. But other than that, I really don't miss anything because we don't eat out that much. So we've been getting takeout from those restaurants where we normally would eat anyway. And the people that we do associate with is mostly my son and daughter. So we're still associated with them. And we don't have a big plethora of friendships anyway. So I don't really miss anything. And as I say, living in Tucson in the summer, I'm quarantined anyway. I can't do anything anyway. So
because it's hot.
Because
it's too hot.
Yeah, it's hot. It gets a bit hot here, Marge.
Yeah, I heard it was hot in Tucson, and then people complain about it, and I look at them and say, it's a desert, it's supposed to be hot. But that's when
Marnie, as parting thoughts, what would you say to our audience as far as like their own strategies to keep moving during this time?
I think you've got to do what you can do. It's a very hard time for everybody, and I'm not going to preach at all. If you can find ways to move that make you laugh, make you lose yourself a little bit and make you forget what's going on at the moment, then good for you. And if you can't, well, then there will be an end to this at some stage, and then you can do what you need to do, but don't beat yourself up over it.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah, you can't beat yourself up over it. All you can do is the best you can do. And like when I first started working out with Chris 1,000 years ago, he could always tell by the way I walked in the door. a good day or a bad day. You know, I weighed myself, and the scale didn't have the right number, bad day, or vice versa. And now it's just a matter of doing all you can do is the best you can do.
We're excited to see you every week for our show, A Fit Bit with a Bostonian and a Brit. Thank you.